Okay, today we're going to be replacing the belt on the steering tube assembly. You're going to start off by removing the crank. Then we're going to remove the set screw at the base of the tube in the gearbox. Then you're going to remove the 3 hex screws on the gearbox. And all of the screws are threaded into plastic, so always use handheld tools. You can go ahead and pull the shaft out. And then there are 2 more hex screws at the bottom of the gearbox. You're going to remove those. And then the gear should be able to come out. And from here you should have your exposed, get the bearings. Then there's your belt. If yours is broken, you can just pull it out. But mine isn't broken, so I'm going to take it out pretty carefully. I'm going to start off by taking out the spacer. And then take the tube out. You can do a circular motion and pull. So twist and pull. And now I'm going to push the belt up. And there's a little divider in that gearbox. You have to get the belt to be all on one side for it to come out. If yours is broken, you won't have to pull it out. It'll come out easier. Now we're going to put it back in. I'm going to pinch it a little bit. Don't pinch too hard so you don't damage the belt. Again, be mindful of that divider. Get it all to one side. You're going to have to pinch it a little bit and push it. And I just pushed it just enough where I could get a little bit of the loop to be exposed. So just enough for that Allen key to fit in the loop, and then I use the Allen key to pull or push up like that. Okay, now that I've got it in there, it's still on one side, so I have to divide the belt and get it to go over the little divider. So I have to just kind of pry it over to the other side. Okay, there you can see that it's on either side of the divider. It's kind of around the perimeter of the housing. So I'm making room for the gears to sit down. So go ahead and grab that smaller gear. All around it, it's just marine grease. And there are some little like gears or little nubs on it. And those align with the teeth on the belt. So when you put it in there, you have to kind of move your belt side to side until all the teeth sit perfectly. Like right there, you can see where it snapped in. And it has to snap in, otherwise your belt is going to freeze up. And then it could break and you might have to replace it again. And then keep tension on that belt so it doesn't come out of the little nubs. And again, that one has marine grease on the outside, has marine grease on the inside, and then spin those little gears to get grease on all of the little teeth. And again, make sure the belt is sitting on there. Put your little black pulleys in at the bottom. There's little screws that hold them in, but we'll install those later. Now put that final gear over top of it. And you can see there's those two little holes at the top right there. That's where the screws are actually going to screw into. So it's screwing into plastic and it goes in through those pulleys. So go ahead and put that gear on top and then just do a couple of revolutions to make sure that it's spinning properly. And you can put your shaft assembly. It's just a shaft and a pin that's held into that molded plastic. Then there's grease all over that shaft. Go ahead and put it through the gearbox. Now you can put some pressure to keep it from popping out and then test it again, do a couple of revolutions right and left to make sure it's spinning smoothly. Once you're confident that your belt is moving fluidly, you can go ahead and start reinstalling the screws. We're going to start with the bottom ones. Again, it's going into plastic. I use handheld screws, and for these bottom screws, don't over tighten them. They just have to be flush with the gearbox. And they're going through the pulleys before they can go into the plastic. So I use that Allen key to kind of line up the hole on the pulley with the hole on the gearbox plastic. And then I'm going back in with the screw. So there, I got one to sit inside. It's not threaded in yet, but it's in there. And then I'm going to try the same thing with the other screw, which is just wiggling it around. And I'm having trouble, so I'm going to try to find that pulley hole again to line it up. I'm going back in with the screw, trying to get the holes to line up so I can put the screw in through there. And it's not working, so we're going to do a different approach. Take that shaft off, take the top gear off, and I'm going to manually align the pulley and the hole on the gearbox.
Hey, you did. When you say group, if you mean mostly you, then yeah, it's a great group. You did a really nice job, and it's a great group.
So there's me. I put the screw in through the bottom. I lined it up manually. I'm holding my fingers behind it to keep the screws from falling out. Again, keep tension on that belt to keep them the belt and the gears. Put the top gear on. I'm doing a little test, couple revolutions each side. Put that shaft back on and test it again. Couple revolutions each side. The screws are in there, but they're not tightened down yet, so we're just gonna get them flush with the gearbox.
hear him talk about it, I'm totally sold.
It's fun. Yeah, it's really cool. He was good at
And we're gonna do another test.
brand, which I think was really great.
Yeah.
Spinning smoothly. We're at the tail end of this, so we're just gonna go ahead and put that cap on, screw it back on. These guys are gonna be a little bit tighter. We're gonna get them just snug because they're also screwed into plastic. One more test, couple revolutions each side. Now we're going to go ahead and reassemble the tube. We're going to start with the spacer, put it in between the belt, and it'll kind of fall into place. You can push it and wiggle it a little bit inside, and it should fall into its slot. And then I'm pinching the belt to the spacer because now I'm going to put the tube on. And notice that is the angled side. On the other side, it's a flat side. The angled side is going to be installed closest to the gearbox because that's what's going to allow us to adjust our length. Okay, so start at the tail end, put your tube in. I like to do a twist and push motion. Kind of shimmy it on. I'm just pulling the belt on the other end. And twist and push. And it's in there. I'm going to just install the set screw now.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's
I just drove him for a walk and all on the bike, I can't find him.
Oh, you can't find either?
I think he went for a walk.
Yeah, he went way out back that way, almost to the road. I don't know.
Now, final test. Push the spacer in. I'm just using my finger there. And then just pull on the belt and it should spin smoothly. Both ways. And that is all. You just gotta put your shaft back on there and your belt is changed.